got our text from the book of Songs of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 15. And we raised some points. Our first point was the code of conduct of the school, of an organization, of the church. And we all discussed about it and we raised different points. And also we talked about lies. The little lies that we say, covering up for each other. Is it in accordance to God's word? Is it what God has commanded us to do? As a believer, we are supposed to follow the will of God, not the things that are happening around the world. Not the things that are happening around the world. We have to make God our standard. And also we talk about the advantages and disadvantages. So today we are going to emphasize on one of the disadvantages. And another thing, we raised the point too about cheating in the school. When they tell us to do this, maybe we have an exam and we all know the rules. When you write an exam, you're supposed to use your knowledge that God has given to you. Not you using your phones, your books, or asking for answers from someone that is beside you. And we raised the point that the disadvantage of this is when you cheat, you will not be able to cover up what you're supposed to cover up. And when you find yourself in the real situation, how will you cope? So we are going to be throwing this question to the house today. We are not talking much today. We want everybody to contribute. We want to know your ideas. We want to know your points about this thing. When you're supposed to do something and you didn't do it, what do you think will happen when you find yourself in the real life situation? Maybe that topic that you cheated on that day, it's a situation whereby when you start working, you find yourself in that situation. How will you handle it? What will you do? Amen.
Amen.
So please, we need answers. Please, we want it to be interactive, please.
You get the question?
Okay, the question is disadvantage of cheating. Sister Peace told us the last time we had this talk that you won't know the right thing because you did not prepare for that thing. You only maneuvered your way to get that thing. But when you now find yourself in the real situation, how will you handle it? That is the question. What will you do to save yourself? Because when you had the opportunity to study that thing, you didn't. Instead, you maneuvered your way. So now you are faced with a real life situation. How will you handle it? That is our question.
You tell them that when you were supposed to learn, study for it, you did not. So
I'm going to throw this question again. Yeah, how many of us think we have been involved in a sort of cheating or another? You know, in school. You know those times when you tell your friend, open the answer for me. Yes, we all did. So, you know, what do you think is the disadvantage of doing that? She mentioned that one of the points is you won't be able to defend it when you come face to face with it. What do you think is another point? It's like Stanu wants to say something. Major point?
Okay.
Yeah, so we are relating it to a life situation, a real life.
Yes.
For example, maybe the topic that I cheated on is maybe let's say COPD. And then there is a patient, when let's say you start working as a doctor now, and there is a patient that has COPD, but because you did not have a detailed knowledge about that topic, what will you do?
Confess, I don't know it.
Confess to who? As a medical doctor, you were licensed.
I'll call another doctor.
Wow.
This is it now. What do you want to do? Like you want to play with the patient's life or what? I'll call other doctors to help. And I will swallow my pride and go back to
Yes, swallow your pride.
Okay. So in order for us to avoid all these things, what we are trying to say in essence is cheating is bad. We should try. I know it's sometimes this school, we know the situation we find ourselves in this school. They don't teach us properly. And sometimes when we try to study on our own, we might not really understand it. And when we have opportunity to cheat, most of us go for it, but it is not good. We have to make God our standard. He has commanded us not to do that.
I have a question.
Yes.
On 2 occasions I've been faced with this issue. My classmates, they cheat a lot. So whenever the teacher gives us questions to solve, they quickly write the answer, and I'm still trying to solve my own. And teacher like, you can show me. So what do I do in that situation?
You cheat.
I just have to them. Yeah, like teacher like, oh yeah, show me. Like, I mean, give me the answer and I write. Many times I want to do it on my own, but because of the teacher and my classmates, so what do I do?
Okay, what do you do?
Yeah, this is actually a real life situation. I know it has become a normal thing. Everybody see it as a normal thing. But truthfully, we have to follow God's standard, because what we are talking about is the little foxes that corrupt the vine. I know it is not easy. I have found myself in such situations, and I have done it. But now I know better. So what we are trying to do now is we are trying to correct the wrongs that we have done. And we don't want it to become a normal thing. We want to take it out as a Christian, as a believer. We have to follow God's standard. So in such situation,
So what do we do now?
And submit and get your 0.
yes, it's better to fail
But I know the
honorably.
answer. My child not give me opportunity.
Then tell the teacher that you need more time.
Some of them
Yes,
understand. They
because-
are actually understand.
Yes.
Few of them.
That you need more time. That how long? Sometimes they give you only 15 minutes because what? Others are finished. And you tell them that you need 15 minutes more. But other times we are quiet because we don't want the teacher to feel a certain way. Or our classmates. Or we don't want them to be in a compromising situation. Then we just follow suit. Yes. So we have to be able to talk and defend ourselves in such situations.
Sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
So you know that it's not a wrong thing, because it was not written in the Bible that when you are giving a question to write, that if you open your book you are
Okay.
cheating. For me, it's not a wrong thing. I see a question and I open my book to check what the answer is during an exam.
All right.
It's not
What we
cheating.
are the first time we started this program, we
Yes.
talked about the code of conduct. So the code of conduct of this university is when you want to write exam or test, you don't cheat.
Open
You
your
don't
book.
open your books. You use your knowledge. So we have to obey the rules. We have to obey the rules of the school. This is the rule. So we are supposed to follow it as Christians. So you're not finding it in the Bible, or like it is not written there that do not do this, do not do that. No, we have to obey the code of conduct of an organization. So the code of conduct of a university is do not cheat. So if you do that, you cheat.
That is wrong because you disobeyed.
So did we answer your
I
question?
not see FNMU code of conduct.
No. In some instance,
It's
they
not
tell
about
you can open
IFMA.
your book.
With our whatever it's called. It's about like, okay. Okay, sorry, let's take this question. We'll get back to that.
Please, so what you're saying is disobeying the school is disobeying God.
Yes.
Have you read it in your Bible when they say that you have to obey the law of the land when Jesus was talking to them?
Yeah.
Have you read it in your Bible?
Like give what is Caesar.
Not Caesar down. You have to obey the law of the land. Yes, there is a scripture in the Bible where Jesus was talking to them that you have to obey the law of the land. If there is a law state in a land, you have to follow.
So what Jesus was trying to make them understand is that they have to be obedient even to spiritual laws and even physical laws, as long as it's not letting you sin. Now, not opening your book to cheat is not making you sin. You see, it's rebellion. It's a code of conduct. But listen, in some cases, they will tell you, open test. You can open your book and write the exam. In that case, you are not cheating. When the teacher says, open your book and write the exam. In some cases, you won't even find the answer there when they tell you to open your book in the open exam, because they know that you need an application. Some lecturers are very intelligent. Open all the book. You need an application of what you know. In that case, you are not cheating. Why do you hide it if it's right? That's it. Why don't you go in front of the teacher and be opening like this and do it? When you want to write next test, go and sit in front of the teacher and open the book and write it and see whether I will not give you 2. You see, so how many of us have even taken our time to look at the code of conduct of the university? It is your responsibility to find out. Maybe they didn't give you orientation, but it's our responsibility to find out the code of conduct of the university. That's it.
So the question now is, in the time past, those of us that have cheated to get to where we are now, do we make restitution or we go back to I cheated in JSS1, oh, let me go back and
forget the things of the past and looking forward. Just continuing.
Yes, now you understand better.
And now you know
we have
better.
better knowledge. Yes.
Understanding.
So that is why we should not go back to it.
But sorry, in my school, I would say when we write tests, we use our copy books.
in your class.
And your teacher allows it.
Yes.
In your class or in the school?
In the school.
Does your teacher allow it?
Like
Yes, they do.
It's not
Okay.
Because it has become a norm.
If the teacher allows it, it's okay.
It's not cheating, thank God. I'm not
That's what I'm saying.
In a situation whereby they say do not open your
Yes.
and you open your book, it is wrong.
Or do not talk to your partner. Or do not, scroll down on the phone.
We hide at one corner, we show
Or help your friend do the
helping
test.
someone.
Because you are being a good friend.
That's not a way to be a good friend.
Oh, wait, so if I'm teaching my friend an example, I'm not being a good friend?
No. Because when a teacher catch the both of you, you guys will face the penalty for such an act.
Even helping those in need.
Excuse me.
No, that's not a need. That kind of situation is not a need.
Is what?
Sorry.
Your friend didn't study.
You are responsible for yourself when it comes to your academic, especially during exams.
You can take somebody.
The only way you can help is
No,
before
my-
the exam, you can teach the person.
Yes.
But when it is time for the exam, you are on your own and let
You people can have group study. You people can have
Because there's an instruction that states that do not talk to the next person. And why do you guys whisper when you know that it's right? Something that is right, you confidently do it. So when you start doing like that means it's wrong.
Sorry, please, I have this. I want to give an example now.
Okay.
You will tell me if this is cheating or not.
Okay.
For example, now I did study for an exam.
Okay.
You get, and I got into the exam hall. I just said, God, I did not study. I know I did not study. Just take charge. All of a sudden, God starts giving me answers. God,
Oh, where?
it has happened. It has happened.
Yeah, of course.
It has happened.
Share your testimony in full. From where?
God
How
gave
you
you the
sure it's
answers
God?
from where?
How did you show it was God that gave you the answer?
The answer. He was directing me.
How you directing
How
you?
did but you didn't open it?
Okay, wait. You was directing you. Don't
not
do this.
cheating.
It's not
That's the
cheating.
Spirit
It's
of God
not
helping you.
cheating.
It's the same thing as me telling my friend.
No!
I'm just like a helper to him. Maybe he
No,
needs to
no,
pray.
You see anybody who said no?
Maybe he to pray that God send me an helper. And I'm
That is not the
helping.
kind of helper God is
The Holy
saying.
Spirit is a
No.
good teacher in an exam. In that right exam, he said, I was writing one exam one time, we were doing GC, and the man came. He said he was passing whatever. When he got to me, I told him I don't want the answer. I don't want the expo. The man was looking at me. I said, I don't want. He said, well, I said, no. I said, it's better for me to fail honorably. Yeah, have I cheated before in time past? Yes. Yes, very well. We in class will even be, you don't finish. You never finish. You won't fail this exam. When we're in command now, you go sharply see. We used to sit down together now. We exchange mathematics. You do this. You sabi the question. You do 1 to 3. I do 1 to 4. You understand?
Yeah, that was then because we did not really understand. But now we know better.
Nobody's trying to be extra righteous.
So we are
I'm
trying
just
to make a
help you.
better world.
But later on, as we went in, when I was SS3 right GC, no, I didn't take the exam. I did what I wanted to do, and I left. You understand? I don't need help from anybody. I only need the Holy Spirit. Now that's why I try to take my time to study before an exam very well. So if you study before an exam and you don't even remember anything, the Spirit of God will bring it to your remembrance. God will help you. And times, do you know that we are not even believing God enough? It's not what you write that gives you the mark. I have marked script before where the person wrote jargons and I passed the person. I don't know why. I just felt like they gave me the script to mark and I passed the person. It was why, whatever. And I just felt like this person, this name looks good to me. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He didn't do well, but I was giving the mark because someone, I love the handwriting. That was all.
Okay, sorry. Me, my question was just
Okay.
I've been in a situation back then in secondary school. There was this teacher. If he wants to give you an exam, he doesn't give you, no matter how hard you study, what he gives you is not even in your book. Or what he has. What do? You cheat now, right?
Where did you get the,
And
where
did
did
you
you get the
pass?
answer from?
After cheating, did you pass?
Yeah, you pass.
So where did you get the answer?
So yeah, when did you get the answer? In that same book that you said there's no.
Google.
Yeah.
But the teacher tell you to use your
What? Yes, we they use this cheat.
Wait, did the teacher tell you to use your phone?
The teacher did not tell us. But
Then it's
what we read,
cheating.
we are so
But the
bad.
question is, how do we even know that that thing is not in our book? Because
Yes.
most times when we're students, we pay attention to what we want to pay attention to. I'm serious. He was telling me something that it was after when he left university or something, when he was 7, teaching one thing, that's when you remember one thing in mathematics they taught us.
Yes.
That's when he knew it, logarithm or something.
Anti-log.
Anti-log. He doesn't know it
Point.
until when he was 7 and he was teaching in a school. That's when, you know that many things at times until you leave that level you don't know, you think it's hard. Actually, it's not hard. The teacher might not be a good teacher, but do you know there is no excuse for us, anything we do, honestly speaking. The standard remains the standard. You could have possibly reported to the headmaster or the principal that this person is not teaching people as much as possible, or you do some extra work. Actually, it's not an excuse.
To the best of my knowledge, I know that we're all Christians here. And God wants us to live a life of dependence on Him. There are a lot of times when we do these things, we are depending on the surrounding, whether it's the book or the person beside you that will tell the answers to you. But God wants us to rely on Him, His Spirit. In those situations, have you ever asked that, Lord, I don't know what this teacher is trying to do, but I need to pass this thing and I want to do it the right way, your own way. Can you reveal to me what I need to do, where I need to read, so I won't be in this situation? I don't want to compromise my standard. I'm telling you, when you go to God in sincerity, knowing that you want to truly be a representation of Christ, it would help you out.
I have a testimony. So, like, when we wanted to write a big croc, I didn't really prepare very well. So then, like, I found the question, I was like, oh my God, I don't know this question. So as I was praying, I was shaking, I was like, hey, God, help me. This is how I'm going to go for, like, rework. And then the lights went off. And the teacher gave us marks. Because I prayed. Like, I didn't want to cheat. And I prayed to God, and God did it for me.
So she didn't even do the exam, and she didn't even cheat. And look at God.
Okay, I'm sorry for the too much question.
No, go
I've
ahead.
also been in a situation where
Yes.
I'm writing, I'm sweating, and I'm praying, God, my mates are writing, all of a sudden, someone just asked me, Afa, you don't finish. See answer. What do I do? Will I tell him, no, keep it. I'm waiting on God.
It's exactly what we are saying.
Saying.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Tell him to keep it.
I should tell him to keep it.
Okay.
I don't like to write this out to text. I don't like to stay alone to write this out.
That's the point. We want to be, there's no way we'll truly follow Christ or truly live according to His standard and not at one point be alone. There's no way. And anytime you're scared of that, being alone, oh, only me is doing this thing, you will always fall. You will always succumb. You will always do this thing.
And the truth is, you're not the only one doing it. There are people out there that they are trying to do what you're doing, the right thing. So it is not you alone.
Please, let me read from the book of Romans chapter 13.
Okay.
I'll read from the Living Bible. It says, obey the government, for God is the one who has put it there. There is no government anywhere that God has not placed in power. So those who refuse to obey the laws of the land are refusing to obey God. And punishment will follow. For the policeman does not frighten people who are doing right, but those doing evil will always fear him. So if you don't want to be afraid, keep the laws and you will get along well. The policeman is sent by God to help you. But if you are doing something wrong, of course you should be afraid, for he will have you punished. He is sent by God for that very purpose. Obey the laws, then, for two reasons. First, to keep you from being punished, and secondly, just because you know you should. If you read book of Romans 13, and that's the scripture.
Okay,
it was
please,
talking detailed about how we need to obey.
I want to say something. Sometimes we have some courses that are very difficult, and the teachers are very strict. For example, surgery, Anton, he is a very strict man. There is no how you can, like, it's very difficult for you to cheat in this class. And this course also, children infection, is the same thing. So in that kind of situation, we try to study hard. We try to study hard for them, and we all passed. So we can actually do the same thing for the courses that we know the teachers are not serious. If we can put in the same energy and efforts that we put into the serious courses that we know that the teachers are very strict, then we will not have any difficulties while facing the ones that the teachers are not really good. Okay, please, your question.
It's not really a question, but it's just a contribution. Like, I think at this stage of our lives, we know what is wrong and what is right. You understand? Someone like me, if my conscience doesn't like tell me this is wrong, I don't believe it's wrong. No matter how everybody sees that thing. Like, relating it to this case now, if, for example, I am a twin, for example, and this is my brother or my sister, we're writing an exam. Fine, we've prepared, but maybe one thing or the other, my brother, who happens to be my twin brother.
Your own brother.
Seriously, and maybe he's having a challenge. You understand? And he's like, bro, what's up, how far? I don't know. Sorry to say, I'm just speaking from my own point of view here. If my brother, if he's like, okay, yes, so boy, help me.
And you're identical.
Yes. To me, that kind of thing will not disturb me. It won't, because I'm looking at it from this other part. Like, we've been looking at it from this part. Like, we've been looking at it from this part. Like, me asking, me cheating. But in this case, I'm the one helping. And this person in quote is my blood. I don't know, seriously, I'm trying to like balance it, like, okay, this is
What are we going to do?
I understand.
me, I will help, oh. And my own mind, I won't be seriously, it won't disturb me that I'm doing wrong, I'm doing anything wrong. So that's why I see
This kind of situation, let's divide this into two. In like the world now, it is not wrong. We are helping ourselves. We are helping you. I would definitely do the same thing. I used to cover up for my elder brother. Like, I cover up so much for him. Like, I lie a lot. When he gives something and like our parents will ask, okay, this is that, I'll cover up for him because I know that, oh, this is my brother. I love him so much and I don't want them to deal with him or something. That was because I did not really know. But now I know better. If he should do something that is wrong, I would rather leave. I will not say anything. I will not cover up for him, and I will not be against him. I will leave.
that makes you guilty.
That makes you guilty.
At least I know I didn't do anything. So
And if they ask, who did it? And you are there.
Yes, by omission. You know the right, and then they ask you who did it, but you left. So that means you're not confirming and you're not denying.
Because I don't want to put myself in a situation whereby my brother that would be. So I think it would be better
So
for
if
them
you
to
say
do
who
their
was
own
there?
investigation and find out. I don't
I think in some
So
cases,
it's very hard.
I think in some cases we fear men more than God. And sincerely, if you ask me who did it, if it's me, I will tell you he did it. You will only be upset with me. You understand? But at the end, we'll reconcile because it will get to a point to I understand my stand. Now, do people even know what we stand for? When people know what we stand for, I think so. It will be easy when you do some things for them to just let it be. They can be upset with you for a while, but not as if anybody is righteous anymore, but we are trying our best way possible in the way we can try as much as possible to stand. But to me, for you were talking about your brother or your whatever, the fact still remains that if your brother will take you to hell, you don't mind. Now, your conscience are talking about is the spirit of God or your conscience. Many of us have conscience and it tells us different things. But our conscience is supposed to be controlled by the spirit of God. But many of us don't allow the spirit of God rule over our conscience. Our conscience rule over the spirit of God.
But that is a fact. That is a fact that God. One thing, like we were discussing one day, and I was telling you, one thing God doesn't tamper with or doesn't interfere is the choice of man. God has the power to tell everybody you must not be a Muslim, you must be Christians. God has the power to tell everybody you must not sin, and everybody will not sin. But God didn't interfere with this. It was like He gave us choice, do whatever He wants. But I will advise you do this. This is the way you should follow. He didn't compel us to say, okay, yes, we must be Christians, we must go to church, we must not sin, we must be righteous. He gave us choice. You understand? So me, I just feel fine. No, my conscience is I know what is wrong. As an individual, I know what is wrong. I know what is wrong. I don't even need any spirit of anybody to tell me this is right, this is wrong.
Okay.
You understand? I know what is wrong. Like, okay, well, if I'm doing this, that thing is natural. It just come, boy. Go back. You understand?
Time we'll get to understand, but we are all growing.
Yes.
So the essence of this is for us to know better and to work more on ourselves. I pray God will help us.
Amen.
So our last point.
Sister Peace wanted to ask a question.
Yeah, Sister Vicky. Okay.
Alright, so let's go to the last point, which is bribery.
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 It's a very, very important point, bribery.
I'm going to give an instance. So there was one teacher like that. I think autopsy. Was it autopsy? Yes. So this man, for you to pass his course, you have to pay a certain amount of money. And so you're in the situation whereby everybody has paid. And the book is not even entering. And you know the man. That you probably go 3 or 4 times. What do you do in such situation? You go?
Yes. ENT showed me hair. I was pregnant then, and this mother kept giving me bad marks. So at a point, I wanted to give this man money. I packaged the money. So I was just 2 weeks postpartum. It wasn't 2 weeks or a week. Yeah, I had my baby then. So I carried her with me. I went to meet this man, just to drop the money. And I was like, he saw the baby, said, "Don't bribe me. Don't bribe me with baby." I was like, really? I wanted to give you money before. But for what you've said now, I'm not giving you this money again. So I just went back home and I went for the work. I went 3 or 4 times. And I wrote the exam and I passed it. So,
Well,
Okay.
it happened to me. This same man. It was so funny. Then I think I was sick, so I was in the hospital. I had a lot of work, a lot, for 2 weeks. So I started doing the work and everything. But this man, you do the work and you still fail. You know that kind of thing. You will rework and you will fail. You go back to do the work again, you will still fail. It got to a stage I was extremely tired. I was like, God, what is this? Well, I kept on pushing. But later, I was like, I'm going to pay. Because we already know that this man, he likes money and he wants money. That's why he always fails people on purpose. And I already made up my mind to that I'm going to pay. And the day I wanted to go and pay, I just went, and the funniest part is that this man is my neighbor. We live in the same building. It's also, we see each other almost every day. And I was like, teacher, please, let me just pass. Like, even if it is the minimum, just give it to me. Let me just pass. And so that I can write my exam with my colleagues. He was like, no. The day I went to him, I was ready, and I went to him, okay, how much do you want? I will give it to you. Just pass me, let me be free. He was like, I don't need your money. I don't do this, I don't do that. Anyways, I wanted to give him the money, but I don't know if it was God that made him to tell me that he doesn't need my money, because if not, I would have paid him that day. And after that, I went to study again, and I prayed to God. Lo and behold, I passed all my rewards. And I wrote my exams with my colleagues, and it was great. So, I don't know.
I had that situation.
There are teachers like that that are very, very
I had that situation, but I paid. It was not I wasn't ready to study, and I wasn't going to study for it. And, at first I was like, nah, I'm not paying. They said, everybody in the group has paid. Which remaining? We're two, actually. Like, okay, I just got the day before. I think I got to pay. No, please pay for me. I'll give you the money. And that was the end of it. So, the point is, sometimes we fault. Yeah. We have to know the right or the wrong. What makes it wrong is us justifying what we do and not saying, this is wrong, I want to change from it. Yeah. So we're not saying that, we are the one that is doing right or wrong, doing the most. We're just saying that we should know that, okay, this is what I'm doing. And when you find yourself in such situation, you just find that it sinks in. Like you're about to pay and then you wait and then you're like, I shouldn't do this. And then you go and you write. So this is the point. We don't talk about this in church, and that's why we have the talk where it sinks in.
Yeah. Okay, so as regards the two situations we shared now, I think that's slightly different from bribery. Yeah, you bribed, kind of, but I think it's a situation of being compelled to do something. Because if I was going to bribe, then I would see it as an offense that I committed, and then I want to pay my way through that offense. But now in this situation, what I'm saying is that the teachers are well aware that, you answered the question, but for one reason or the other, you are being compelled to pay just to pass through. And I think most times, wisdom is actually profitable to direct. I had the same situation practically, but I did pay directly. Now, I'm not saying, for me, I didn't condemn myself because I saw it as I was being compelled to pay by the teacher himself because I was ready to write.
But it's wrong.
Okay, then what do I do?
There's actually someone that I know that did not pay.
They could still pass.
She wrote it several times. Like she kept on going.
That's
and
fine.
she was the only one that didn't pay my group.
Yes, that's fine.
We didn't even try. Like I didn't make an attempt.
Yes.
Like because we already had the gist of this man that this is who.
Like I don't know what
I think that's fine.
But there's one person that stood like she was like she's not going to pay, and she didn't. She wrote it like I think almost 7 times, and at the end the man freed her. Because she held on to her faith.
That's possible, and that's good. That's possible, that's good.
Yes.
But I'm just saying there are scenarios whereby wisdom will play roles.
But
because I went to meet the man.
If we all did not pay,
we would have all
passed.
And if everybody, if for example she stood up that no, I'm not going to pay, and I did, and the people that the saints of God also decide that no, we're not paying, and all of us go, we're going to pass.
So that's why I say wisdom plays role in all these things. Because if everybody, if everybody has stood up, but did everybody stand up?
We did not, because
we didn't even try.
I know someone that's been expelled because of the same situation. And what is going to happen is going to.
But I am very sure that.
But the point is, you are standing. But did you involve God? Yes. That also, did you involve? Did the person? I'm not saying the person didn't, but the person also involved the Spirit of God, because we think, okay, this is what it is. But there are people that, they're just there to make your life miserable.
Yes.
And God can just tell you, just get a chocolate. Oh, this chocolate, just give it to this person today.
And that's why I said it's important to take
And that's what
action.
I'm saying, that
Okay.
wisdom.
Yeah. It's important to take actions.
Mhm.
What I said is that he said he wanted money. He didn't tell
Yes.
me directly.
Okay.
The group told me.
Yeah.
I went and I was like, I'm ready to answer. And
Okay.
he told me, I would advise you
To pay.
because you're not going to pass this thing. You're going to come back. You might,
Like,
if
even
you're
the
ready
fact
to
that
do
they
it,
did
I'm
not
ready.
teach us anything.
I will be satisfied. And you know the situation is a
Okay.
teacher
Mhm.
can actually, you might be saying something that is right, but you're not totally right.
Yes.
Because you don't know up to
Yes,
date, and
yes.
it's going to prove it to you that yes, according to the
You
book,
don't
but
know.
more. Even if you get that's definition, that's you are 49.
Mhm.
So what? So in that case, I made action, I made an attempt, and I saw that well, this is not going to be wise.
Yeah,
Okay.
so what we are trying to establish is
Okay.
it is wrong. As a believer, we are not supposed to do that. We should try to work on it and to avoid it the next time. If the whole group can stand together, I feel the man cannot fail all of us, and they will not expel anyone if we are all together. The only thing that always makes us to be scared is we always feel, I'm the only one. Like what the rest have done is
But that's the
fight
reality.
for.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
the
will not stand
reality.
together. It's rare.
Yes. Where everyone
Everybody to
decides
say,
that
"I'm not
okay.
paying," yeah.
Pastor, this question is for you. What is said? If, for example, the teacher says everybody should pay, and maybe sometimes even the school management is aware, and everybody decides to pay, and I, as a believer, decides to pay, am I in the wrong for that?
Okay, let me start by, he said wisdom is profitable to direct, but wisdom is wisdom because wisdom is the Spirit of God. This is the mind of God at work. So any wisdom we are applying that is not the mind of God at work, that is not the leading. Now, wisdom is the leading of God directly in every situation. Now, if the Spirit of God has told you, bro, go and pay, then it's not.
Well, with the Spirit of God.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Now we are saying wisdom. But wisdom in its definition is the mind of God. You understand? The Spirit of God directing you. Now, so if the Spirit of God cannot tell you go and pay, then it's not wisdom here. Now, you are not applying, it's not wisdom. No, I'm trying to just talk about that wisdom that we talk about here. Now, we make mistake about wisdom and our mind, what we think, but we call it wisdom. But if it's coming from the wisdom of God, the wisdom of God does not lead you to sin, does not lead you to do wrong, does not lead you to do what is not right. I had a situation in Donetsk when I came in, microbiology. I had A when I was coming from Nigeria. So this man, I don't know if those people in Donetsk, this man likes women a lot. One microbiology man like this. I don't know. So the man kept telling me, I'm not even supposed to be, so I just go for the class just because I want to refresh my memory about microbiology. So he's supposed to transfer my microbiology grade. The man refused. Instead of disgracing me in front of women. So one day I went to the place to tell him he needs to sign my individual plan. So he was trying to disgrace me in front of the owner. I told him, I said, sir, please don't try that again. You can't, this is my mark, you just need to give me. So I went out, I was bitter. The Spirit of God just told me, go and see the head of department. So I went to the guy's office and I told him, I said, you know what, I cannot pay for this course. I did it, and this is my belief, this is my stand. Unfortunately, I think the man is a strong believer too. The HOD then, I don't know if he's a JW or he's an Orthodox. So immediately he followed me. Right from when they were in the class there, he told the man to come. He was asking in front of the students, where, as God will have his way, where he was disgracing me. The man followed me there. I was asking him, why did you not sign this individual plan? Sign it now. And put the A now. And there were a lot of, it was Ghanaian group, they were there. It was as if I knew the head of department before, but I never knew him before. I just only went, and this was it, because I made up my mind I wasn't going to pay. In part morphology, I and Pastor B decided we're not going to pay. We wrote the exam severally. Part morphology, you don't know anything there. What do you know in autopsy? What do you know you want to? We decided that in this one we'll be going, you'll be guessing, you look at it like, oh, I got it right, but you don't get anything. You like, this thing look like, this thing look, this is it. And the child will tell you, no, not right. But we decided we're not going to go. So we were going. Me and Pastor B, we studied this slide our head wanted to. We studied slide because we decided we're not going to pay for it. Eventually, I had 3E, and it was fine. Yes, partner of 3E in third year, and I was fine with it because I went over and over and over. Do you understand? In class, I was good in exam. You think you are good. You don't know that. You know, in class, you are doing just maybe one or two topics. But when the thing is now cumbersome, trust me, you can't know anything in the slide. You just be looking at nonsense in the microscope, you think you know something. And because I made up my mind, I went severally to be sincere. The last day of the die minute for the semester was when I signed my Zachot for it. So if we make attempts, I think we don't make attempt enough. At least even try to make that attempt over and over and see if God is going to help you or not.
Okay.
Okay, I have questions. Okay, the first one. In a case, probably you're writing club.
Okay.
And then, of course, even your friends will remind you, oh, I'm sitting beside you.
Yes, we did that.
And then, the person does not know it. And you're not supposed to teach. So what is the right thing to say to the person? Are you supposed to ignore the person?
Yes.
Or say, oh, I know it, but I cannot teach you? Or come and steal my
Don't
paper?
say anything. I was in that situation. Let me tell you what happened. My teacher, I was in that, trying to, so what is F? I chose B for this. And the invigilator saw me and changed my seat, trying to help somebody. What if they tell you to go out? And what will you explain?
Okay, can I answer the question quickly? There is a foundational problem.
Before this thing.
There is a foundational problem, and the problem is that people don't know you not to be that before.
Yes.
Now, if people know you to be in exam, you don't talk.
They won't ask.
After the exam, we are friends. We have a foundational problem. Every one of us when it comes to this. And we need to fix the foundation. When we fix the foundation, now, if you start from now on, next time, say, please, I just believe this is my new belief. I cannot do this. Try 2-3 times. And you don't ask anybody in croc, nobody will disturb you.
Yes. Okay. And again,
That means you cannot ask to.
Yes, you cannot ask, yes.
Number one.
We have all not been known for it, that's just it.
I will tell you.
So we can start now.
Okay.
Just start not telling.
habits, like, all these Ukrainians now, they like music. So when it's time for Motu, they will start. So everybody will start singing. By the time I'm done, give everybody marks. Like,
Because it's
that's like what we is it privacy or?
I don't understand.
But that's what, I don't get.
The teacher likes songs.
female teacher and female.
I've never heard that before.
Wait, female and female teacher.
Oh,
So she likes song, you sing
So you
for
sing
her,
for
and then
her.
she gives you good mark.
And you will not answer any question.
no, nothing.
It's not their fault, now it's the choice of the teacher.
Maybe today we start to sing.
That's the choice of the
Yes. That's the
It chose song over testing your ability. But also it's dicey. Because you know that's what the teacher wants, you give it ahead. But if the teacher is requesting for it, it's another thing. But now you people are just giving it ahead of you. Because it shows you people, you have your own, you are not serious on your own in the first place. Is that not so? So you people just like this course, more no study for them. More just find one song, go sing. So you see in the first place, you have already started, even yourself, you have already started compromising yourself from the beginning. That is what it means. Yeah, you're composing song before exam, why you need to be studying. But don't forget that the day you will come with a real life situation like she asked, sing to the patient. Sing the song to the patient, and the patient will just stand up from the bed and say, I'm discharged. And we'll go.
So as a testimony, actually, yes, like somebody said and no, seriously, and the patient stood up and
Not all the time. What I'm saying is this one, they don't know the thing. They did not study for it, they not stand for the teacher. It doesn't work like that. There is a different case. Not because this one did not know it, maybe because the Lord led that person to sing. And it was the song they are singing has nothing to do with Jesus or God to resurrect somebody from this thing. Is it not Ukrainian song, man, Lubimaya or something, just sing something?
Oh, this is a good song too.
Different things.
It's just like I know that my daddy likes beans, and anytime he eats beans, he gives me money. Yes, I will make.
There is an indirect bribing and there is a direct bribing. Now, what is the content of your heart for the singing? Let's look at the content of your heart. What is the content of your heart?
To please
It's depressing, basically. So I'll be. It's just like the way Esther dressed, because she knew that the king loved,
exactly
fair women. Yes, so I don't, in my opinion, I don't think it's wrong.
But anyway, it's not as much as
But
you say to your teacher, just try to
you know,
study that.
Yes.
So that
If you
you
don't
have
think that is wrong, yeah?
Okay.
You know, in the presence of the dean, the teacher won't do that.
Oh.
Or rector,
Yeah.
Yes.
or prorector.
Mhm.
They did not study for it intentionally.
Did you hear that?
It's simple. Esther made effort.
Mm-hmm.
These people did not make any effort just singing. Esther, you don't bring Esther here.
Because if the thing should come, people will keep quiet.
Esther's
Because that means
own-
there's something wrong about
Esther's own was inspired by the Spirit of God.
Yes.
it.
Everything she did accounted, and not because she was wearing the best of the clothes. It was the glory of God radiating upon her. You people have a way of always bringing scriptures or to scriptures. No, you people don't do that, please. It is two different scenarios. Esther was destined for an assignment for that purpose. So God was working everything around for her to get there to be able to save the Jews. So Esther's journey to the palace was divine hand of God, and God was working everything around surrounding it. So you want to tell me that God that brought you to Ukraine, brought you to come and be singing to your teacher not to study, for you to get it? No, that is not it. You know what I'm saying? So the content is not an assignment God is giving you. The content is not right. So study if you need to study. If the woman requests for singing, sing if you want to sing. But the fact that you're already preparing song before already shows that you people are the one offering.
So I think that brings us back to his point about the content of the art.
Yes.
Yes.
So if my art, like for instance, the scenario I gave, if my art do not condemn me to make a move, and then I find myself in that scenario being not voluntarily or what I plan to do, and the situation presents itself, and I take action, and still I couldn't change it. That means we will not count that as bribery or as sin, or because is there a criteria for that, or just the art? Once the art is right, then
The Spirit of God is our
Yes.
For the Holy Spirit to always direct us and guide us.
And the truth is, see, even after talking about this, there's no guarantee that we'll be able to do it. It's just like looking at the Bible. We know everything that is right, yet we do what is wrong. That's why we need the Spirit of God day to day. It's there to help us. Like if you don't want to violate something, tell the Spirit of God about it, and it will help you. But the thing is, we see the Holy Spirit for something big. Even when you curse a lot, like curse words, any little things, like is there for you 24/7, even in this aspect of your life. And we have to let Him in every aspect, even the little ones.
Yeah, so we should not limit the Spirit of God.
And His work.
Whatever you call Him to do, He will do, because He can do all things. But at the moment, if you call Him for this particular thing, He will do it. If you call Him for another thing, He will do it. So we should just make sure that He's involved in everything that we do.
Okay, my own conclusion of the matter is, we are talking about conscience. To be sincere, we all, this conscience team, we know what is right. Yes. But what is right in my eyes might not be right in your own eyes. Yes. Because we all have our own way to define what is right. So we have to have a standard to say this is right, and that is where the Spirit of God eventually comes in. Because to me, it's right in my eyes. To be sincere, if you look at me, if I were not a pastor, it's in the Bible. To me, I have my own way. It's right. There are many things, if not that because I'm convinced by God, there are many things I have my way I need to do. To me, it doesn't make any, you understand? But because there is a standard, can you see now? And that's the Spirit of God. And that is why we have to make the Spirit of God that standard always. Let's leave that issue of conscience, because that conscience is very confusing. Yeah. And God will give us a pure conscience.
Amen.
Okay, so this is the end of the whole, the little foxes that corrupts the vine.
Yes.
I hope we've learned something, and I pray that God will help us to make use of it and do other aspects in Jesus' name.
Amen.